Yes. Good evening and welcome to Val News. I'm Mylan Harris. Alongside me is Kennedy Miller. There are many earthquakes each year that have a magnitude greater than 7.0. The earthquake that recently hit Iran had a magnitude of 7.3. The U.S. Geological Survey says that this magnitude of earthquake makes it capable of considerable damage in every building in its radius and severe damage in structures that aren't well built. The tremors that struck The tremors that struck near Iran's western border with Iraq on Sunday night, and the quake was felt for hundreds of miles away in countries like Pakistan and Turkey. The quake's epicenter, the point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus, was in a rural area, but it was only about 14 miles deep, which is considered shallow and potentially more destructive. An aid worker in the region says that more than 500 villages were damaged and at least 452 people were killed.
Today also brought news that the Keystone Pipeline has sprung a leak. New portions of the incredibly controversial pipeline were greenlit by the Trump administration in March after years of controversy over its safety and environmental impact. Well, today in South Dakota, the original Keystone Pipeline sprung a big leak and dumped 5,000 barrels of oil, not gallons, barrels, just outside of Amherst in Marshall County, South Dakota. And you know, the timing here may end up being very important. This coming Monday, the state of Nebraska is going to decide whether to permit the building of the Keystone XL pipeline through the state of Nebraska. We'll see if it focuses their minds at all on the decision to have a sister Keystone pipeline in the neighboring state of South Dakota, currently swimming under 200,000 gallons of tar sand oil spill.
Several states along the U.S. Gulf Coast are cleaning up from Hurricane Nate. The storm made landfall in the U.S. near the mouth of the Mississippi River in southwest Louisiana. That was just after midnight on Sunday. Its second landfall was in Biloxi, Mississippi, Sunday morning. It was a Category 1 hurricane, and that was downgraded and moved inland and then weakened. Nate is the third hurricane to hit the continental U.S. in the past 6 weeks. Its 85-mile-per-hour wind speeds at landfall were much weaker than those of the Category 4 hurricane Harvey and Irma, but Nate still caused severe flooding on the Mississippi coast. It prompted warnings about storm surge and rising waters along the shorelines. Also, it knocked power out to tens of thousands of Americans in the region. The storm prompted the Trump administration to declare states of emergencies in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. What this does is speed up the process of getting money and aid to those who need it in the affected areas. Unfortunately, before Nate hit the U.S., at least 28 people across Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Honduras were killed and also caused flooding and severe mudslides. Now we'll go to a commercial break.
We're going to take a tone shift here today. Yesterday evening, a Florida man infiltrated the Oscars. Police arrested 35-year-old Earl Durrell after he successfully broke into the Oscars and ran on stage to claim Meryl Streep's Best Actress award. Authorities let this go on for 2 minutes before Durrell was taken away. When asked why he did it, Durrell responded that there wasn't enough of his representation in Hollywood, and he wanted to change that in his speech. Durrell is a white man. Durrell's vehicle was also investigated, revealing 20 fake Oscar statues and 6 empty packs of Bud Light. Police say he is now in custody and is set to testify on Thursday morning, where insiders say he plans to represent himself in court. That's all we have for this evening. Alongside Marlene Harris, I am Kennedy Miller. Good night, Valdosta.